Guys, I've got an unboxing. Something for myself. Been unboxing stuff for tumbling and all kinds of other things lately. Tools. Got an Obsidian. Got this one from Big White EDC. Shipping was pretty quick this time around. Looks like Yang is on top of the shipping right now. And I mean, it had a little bit of a delay once it made it in the States, but what is going on with this box? Why can't I open this? Slow in the States, not a big deal, but let's look at all this stuff. I already know what the Obsidian is like, so take a peek. LQ EDC Studio. A little bit of a card, another card, kind of cool. Okay. So yeah, got here pretty quick, not very slow. Sometimes from Big White, things can be a little slow. Ugh. So I've already got to check out Evans. I'm kind of just doing this video for the sake of doing this video. Oh, what is all this on my hands? It's from the packaging? Looks like it is. And it's a lovely spinner. I really like it. Evan, I know you're watching. This bearing is not as good as yours was. It sounds scratchy and gravelly. I don't know if you can see that there. And this thing is that dust? Okay, let me get these little things off my hand. Oh, it's not coming off really. Interesting. I hate when packaging is dirty and why? Why does it need to be dirty? I like my fidgets to be clean, man. So yeah, this bearing is not ideal. I'm going to try, let's see, some other bearings in here. With Evans, I put a Nibiru in for him, but I've been curious about, well, some full ceramics in one of these. A lot of my full ceramics are getting pretty worn out, and my stomach is not feeling ideal. One spins pretty good. One also spins pretty good. Let's compare these two. This one makes some noise. Also makes some noise. Got all these bearings these have all been in things before. That one spins pretty freely. Oh yeah, it spins way more freely than that one. And this is the Dark Energy that Evan sent me. Doesn't spin the best. So let's do this one. Looks like my nephew's back. Could have an interruption here. Let's just see. What number is this one? A3, whatever that means. Okay. Close this up, this over. Oh, making a mess here with my bearing tool. I stacked it up funny last time I used it. This over here. Flip that over. Put this on, put this on. Pop this on out of here. And then with a little bit of a click. When I was doing some of the bearing swaps on Evans, I noticed that bearing swaps were pretty easy on this thing. So Evan, if you would like this bearing back, I have no issue sending it to you. It doesn't meet my standards. I'm gonna clean this bearing off camera here. You can see it's got some old Loctite on it. Usually just scrapes off with my fingernail, and that's exactly what it's doing. Doing it off the camera and off the spinner, so I don't get all these little flakes of Loctite getting all my stuffs. A little more. Alright, let's clean this thing with some alcohol. Where's my alcohol? Oh no. I don't see my sprayer. Well then, can I take it inside? Oh, here it is. Probably get the inside of the board too. I like to clean up the edge of the bearing here just to get off any residual oils or anything that might be there from cleaning or anything like that. This one's gonna be good to go. I wipe my skin oils on this base plate here. Let's see how this feels actually. Nice. We'll see if this thing needs a press fit or if we're gonna have to use some Loctite. I don't really care either way, but no harm in doing a little test fit without the Loctite, because if it'll hold, which this one feels like it will, that saves me from using Loctite. I love when that happens. So I've been curious about how one of these feel with a dark matter, so to say. Let me clean up some of that Loctite that I missed. You can see it pushed onto the edge right there. So I'm gonna flip the spinner over, move off camera, and wipe out that little bit from that groove. And still a little more there. It's usually not an issue, but why not clean it if you can? All good. Okay. I've been dreaming about this. I want to know what this feels like. Oh, I'm gonna want this way. So if you didn't see my video, my initial impressions video on the Obsidian, I guess my impressions haven't changed really. I do like how it sounds with this full ceramic bearing. Also, if you can hear the tumbler running off to the side, let me know in the comments below. It's got the quiet media in there right now, so it's, you know, it's tumbling a little quieter than it normally would. So, yeah. Okay, quieter than it would with like the rougher media that I've got going. So I will stop it for future videos if you can hear that noise right now. So I like it with the ceramic bearing, but I don't know if I love the ceramic bearing in it. This is, I can't remember if this is one of my, yeah, this is one of the older full ceramics that I've got. Let me go ahead and fix this set screw. It's gonna drive me crazy. I don't like when they're loose. I don't want this to be a separate piece from the button. There is no reason. Where is my 2mm driver? Already out on the bench, nice. This coming from China, likely has M4 threads on the screws. Yep, looks like it to me, because M2 driver. Pop this down. I'm gonna let this ceramic bearing ride for a little bit, but then I'm probably gonna try some other things in here, just to try some other things in here. On video, let's go ahead and try a lift test. Get a slight heavy side based on that lift. Let's do another side. Yep, so this side is just a little heavy. It's okay, because I can't really see it. one finger. Yeah. It might not be quite a fast enough bearing. I don't know. Yeah, this one, just watching it spin even, does not spin very freely, does not sound that great. You know what? I'm gonna try a different one. I'm just not in love with how this feels. Let's pull this down. Let's give myself a work mat, right? Stomach's feeling a little better. I don't feel the need to get out of here anymore. Not gonna lie, Crohn's was trying to rear its head there for a minute. So this one, it's just okay. Let's look at all these other ceramics that I've got here. Sorry if my head is craning in the way for a second. The ones that have no chamfers, that one could be one I use. That one really doesn't sound that great. That one sounds really bad. Let me try to spray this with some alcohol real quick. Okay, so I rinsed this one out. Let me now dry it. Sorry for that extended drying session, but I got dirty. What am I doing? I was mid-press here and then switched gears to the other bearing. Man, that is really a tight fit for... I mean, I guess this is a press fit spinner for these. No, there was just still some Loctite on this thing. Look at that. I thought I got it all. So that bearing, I don't know, it was okay, but it didn't have the best quality feel to it. Got the bore nice and clean. Let's go ahead and put this on. Try to clean up this bearing a little bit more too. Okay. Bearing over here, the one that I'm wanting to put in, I've also had in another spinner before, so you can see the little bit of crud around the edges. We'll send it. We'll see what happens. Let's see if it will. A lot of times when you press it in, especially on one that has such a tight fit like this, the bore of the spinner will, let's see if we can show it maybe. It will clean the bearing from the Loctite of the edges. This doesn't look like this one's going to. This one went in easier. Slightly smaller bearing. I mean, we're talking like ten thousandths of a difference here. It's a very, the fit is just slightly looser. Okay, let's see how this one does. I have a feeling this one's going to be better. If it's a winner, I don't know. Oh, that's much better. Oh, that's much better. Better on the lift test too. I think all the extra Loctite that was on that other bearing was also causing some issues. Didn't go in ideally. This feels way better. Way more fluid spin. It does have a little bit of a shimmy to it that I can see now, though. The lift test is better, but the feel is not quite as good. So what I'm gonna try, okay, sometimes I'm just gonna apply pressure from this side and see if that helps. I literally did feel it scoop just a little bit there. I was able to push it more to that side. Using my light to see if there was any little ledges, if it's not flush on both sides or anything. Let's see. And now we have more balance. You know, it's funny, my edamame tungsten spinner used to be that way too. I noticed that if I press the bearing in one way, you know, with, how do I say that? Push the bearing in down from one direction and pushed it in flat and it was flush, it would have a little shimmy. But if I would flip the spinner over and press it back in, you know, it would move 1/1000th or so. Same with this one, back the other way through the bore. And now it's happy. So it's like the body of the spinner in that bore is just slightly wider than the bearings themselves, and there's like a little bit of give. I don't know if I like that or don't like that, to be honest. It does give you, what is it, we're gonna say freedom to find the balance, but I kind of want balance on both sides. Being able to press from any direction. Does that make sense? Oh, forgot a piece. That's okay though. Very affordable tungsten spinner from China. I guess we're gonna wrap it up here. Got it from Big White EDC. There's some other people that are selling it. If you order from Big White, know that shipping from the time it leaves China, it could take a minute. Once it gets going, it's usually pretty quick. They use the shipping like forwarder service or whatever, 4PX. Same people that Metal Toys DZ seem to use. Once they hit the US, they seem to get going pretty fast and it's not really an issue. It's just sometimes when you order from Big White, it takes them a minute to get the products out the door, like packaged and out the door. He's got phases where he'll do it like the next day, or sometimes you don't hear from him for a couple weeks, so it's a little sketchy. If you're on Facebook, I would definitely message him first before placing an order. Just be like, hey, do you have this, and is it shipping soon? If you don't hear from him, I honestly would probably go order from somewhere else, but if he's in communication with you on Facebook, then he seems to be active and doing things. I know that's not very reassuring, but I kind of rolled the dice on this one because I had some reward points and discount codes and that kind of stuff saved up. So this one came to me, well, discounted through all that stuff. No like sponsorships or anything like that, but I'm not even going to put a link in the description to Big White. Like, I'm not even doing that anymore because of the shipping inconsistencies. Dude, this bearing in here is sweet. All right, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up here. Get some work done. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.